All right, let's add our script that will allow our fantasy monster to make use of our nav mesh. I'm actually going to change the name of this to, how about just fantasy monster? And I haven't tagged him as anything. I don't really need to for what we're about to do next, but I am going to go ahead and tag this guy because I think we're going to need that sooner or later. Let's add a tag. And why don't we call this guy enemy? That sounds like a good tag to put on this guy. And so let's add that to him. I guess I didn't hit enter. Oh, I put it in layers, didn't I? Okay, my bad. There we go. All right, let's go back over here. Fantasy monster. There he is. All right. Good. Now we just need to add, make sure he's still selected, and he is. We need to add a script component to this. So we'll say new script. Make sure you have this set to C#. Should be the default these days, but make sure it's not JavaScript. That's not what we're doing in this course. We're doing everything in C#. And we'll just call this, how about we call it Fantasy Monster Controller? That way if we add something else later, we'll know what we're talking about. All right, let's launch this. All right, here we go. I'll make this a little bit bigger just in case. Oh no, I can't. Doesn't work the same way as it does on the PC. On the PC, you can hit down, you can hit Control and then your mouse wheel, but doesn't work on the Mac. So hopefully that's big enough. If it's not, I'll just zoom in when I edit the video. All right, so we just need a script for this guy. I'm actually going to cheat. I'm not a big fan of memorizing things that I can look up. So let me just do Unity 3D nav mesh agent script. And it will probably take me right to it. We're just looking for the sample script. Switch to scripting. Oh, that's right where I was. There's usually a sample script in here. Okay, I'll go find one. All right, sorry about that. Looks like they've moved a few things around in the Unity 5 documentation. But if you look around, especially if you go into the user manual, the scripting API manuals, there's all these great tutorials in here and sample code. And this is exactly what we want. Very easy, very simple to use. Really, it's just 2 lines of code, which is just so nice. So I'm just going to grab these, and I'll pause. Well, actually, you can pause. I don't need to pause. Just hit pause on your playback, and you can grab these 2, and I'll put them in here. And I'll go ahead and put them in start for now. We'll probably move them later. Oh, I'm on a Mac. I did this wrong. It's Command C, not Control C, and we'll put it in there. And so now all we need is a way to get this goal position on here. So nav mesh agent, it's going to get the nav mesh component. Then we just set the destination to goal.position, and we don't know what that is. So let's create a public variable, and it's going to be a transform. And we'll call it goal. I could have just copied that. If we go back and look, it's there. It's right here. Public transform goal. And so that's it. So that's all we have to do. Now the only other thing we need to do, we'll save this, and let's switch back over to Unity, and then we'll drop our reference in there. So we should see the goal, And now we can just grab the patrol point and drop it in there. And now we're good to go. Let's save this and let's run it and see if... Oh, we haven't done anything with our camera yet. Why don't we go ahead and set up our camera so that it can see well enough. Pick the camera and let's align with view. And now we're looking down on our maze, and that's fine for this. I think our lighting is okay as well, so let's run this and see what happens. And there he goes. And you can see that he is hugging this wall pretty tightly as he moves to that patrol point. And then once he gets there, he just kind of hangs out there. So that's pretty easy, right? We wrote exactly 3 lines of code and we've got this monster moving around. Now, of course, right now he's not animated. He's not doing anything interesting. We'll fix that. We'll get the mechanism and all of that stuff in there in the next few videos. Oh, I've been discovered.